Isn't he impressive? Every day that I have an opportunity to interact with Max, I just am honored. So Max, you're absolutely amazing. Earlier this week, he asked me to attend with him and Barbara, who are here, one of our Congresswomen's offices, and I sat there with my mouth held open of the depth of knowledge that Max has is just absolutely incredible. You amaze me every time. We sit and chat in the evenings very often. He's a history buff. We share what movies or TV series we should watch. If you ever have an opportunity to really make a deep connection with Max, his life story is absolutely amazing. He recently recommended a book to me. I'm off topic here, sorry. It's much more important than what I wrote. He recently recommended a book for me that Doris Kearns Goodwin had written in regards to her husband's life. And part of it talks about the Kennedy and Johnson era, and Johnson is who started the Older Americans Act during his tenure. And so while I was reading this, a lot of social services, human services were put into play, and one of them being the Peace Corps, which Max was one of the first participants in the Peace Corps, and the stories he can tell you about that are amazing. It goes back that far, his service to our world, not just our community, our world. He was out traveling, serving our world. So Max, you are an incredible human being, and I applaud you. So some of the comments I wrote, Max already said, so I'm going to skip a lot of it because you know how the wonderful work the Alliance does. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. But I do want to thank a few people, the board members who are here, who are dedicated, who are always advocating to the best of their ability for everything that we need to make sure the Alliance gets supported. So if you're a board member, please stand up so we can recognize you and maybe give you extra work. Thank you to my partners in crime. As well, the many committee members who put this event together, they have worked tirelessly. This has been an absolutely beautiful event, and Max and I were saying the connections that we're seeing people make today are going to carry forward for years. So we really appreciate all that hard work. The sponsors, the vendors, and the dedicated Alliance staff that really is there every day doing the work that makes a difference. In today's environment surrounding human services, it is indeed tenuous. I'm sure all of you have concerns. There's programs that are in this room that are on the table to be cut, as Max mentioned, and we need to advocate. We know the good that they do. So sometimes I feel like I can't make a difference. I'm just one little voice. But I can be forceful when I want to be. So we all need to have that mentality when it comes to serving those in our community. And collectively, I believe our unwavering dedication to our elder community is what's going to make a difference. I do want to share with you that I've been on the board many years now. This is my 6th year, 3 years in this role as board chair. I didn't think I had anything to contribute when they asked me to be on the board. I work for Baptist Health, my day job, so my compadres are right here, my team that works with me. And but I love old people. I have them in my home. I have parents. I had in-laws, and that's where I realized, you know what? I'm a niece, a daughter, a neighbor, a friend to people who need these services, and that's when I realized I could make a difference. And I do want to share that when my father-in-law reached the stage where he needed assistance, and he was one of the individuals that we needed to try and support, I reached out to Lisa, who's here, and said, Lisa, what's the steps? What do we go through? So I actually have gone through a lot of the services that the Alliance does provide. And I want to tell you the difference it made in my family's life. Thank God we have a wonderful, connected family. But when my mother-in-law passed away 8 years ago, all my father-in-law wanted to do was be back in the house, where he immigrated from Jamaica, raised his family, walked away from everything they had there. I'm sure this story connects with a lot of people, and had to rebuild their lives. And this man was one of my my forever people, and I didn't think I was going to get emotional. I'm sorry. And he left high school so he could help his family in Jamaica. He ended up having to work to keep a roof over their head. His siblings were so grateful. He put the other 4 not only through the rest of high school into college, and they all became professionals. So when he moved to America with his family, all he wanted was an education for his family. His grandkids were his life. 9 of them. We have, my daughter's a hospice nurse. I have a pilot, hopefully an air traffic controller. We have a physician, a dentist, a pharmacist, and it's because of the sacrifices he made. So we wanted to do everything for this man to honor his wish to be in his house, but we just could not figure out how to make it happen. And when the services came through, my sister-in-law actually quit her job so she could grant her father's wish to be able to be in the house, and we were going to help financially support them as a collective family. But not everybody has the resources my family does. And thankfully, we were able to get that support, for a number of hours a week, so we could balance it and make it work. And for 18 months, he was able to be in his house. The grandkids, somebody was at that house visiting with him every day. So when we talk about aging in the art of happiness, that was the actual example that I witnessed every day, that this man was able to just laugh, and he came to my house and watched football every Sunday, and it was just so joyful, because otherwise it would have been some of those stories that we talk about, right? We wouldn't have let it happen, but the loneliness, the depression, he was able to avoid all of that, and the outpouring of love for him was absolutely incredible, and so much of that is because of the work that the Alliance does. So I wanted to thank everybody for that. Thank you, agreed. The Dalai Lama once said, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your actions, our own actions. So, I say to you, sometimes younger professionals, I put myself in that category, I'm still young, we get very busy. We have a lot going on in our lives. We come to conferences, we try to give back to the community, we volunteer our time, we have children to raise, often we're taking care of elderly, but we need to also open our eyes and see those around us, our next door neighbors who sometimes don't have a visitor. Maybe I work in a hospital, somebody who doesn't get a visitor for a day or 2 at a time, stopping in and just saying hi to somebody. These little things go such a long way. When you're walking your dog and you see somebody outside just kind of looking around on the driveway, it's because they want someone to talk to. They want a connection. They might not have talked to anybody all day long. Take a moment, because those are the moments that are going to matter to you later on in life. That's what makes the connections. That's what keeps us happy personally, by helping other people be happy. I also want to thank our speakers for being here. They're all up front. Thank you so much. I'm glad I had an opportunity to connect with you last night. I think we look forward to a very nice afternoon. And once again, thank you for being here and supporting. We would not be able to do this without all of you. I encourage you to take a moment to learn today how you can apply whatever skill sets you have, time, talent, treasures, into your community and into this population. You may do it professionally, but how can you continue that in a volunteer opportunity? We would appreciate that. I'd like to move on to introducing our next speaker. Not only a friend of mine, but Heather Harris, who is the Executive Vice President of Scientific Affairs in partnership with CogniView. Heather brings more than 20 years of experience in healthcare and research and public health, specializing with a focus on cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease. A passionate member and active researcher, her work has been published numerous times in peer-reviewed journals, including her most recent article in the Journal of Neurology and Technology this month. So we need to look that up and see what she's writing about. Heather is not only a leader in advanced cognitive assessment technologies, but also a tireless advocate for older adults and caregivers. In the past 5 years, she served on the board of directors for the Alliance for Aging, and she is also the co-chair for this Amazing conference, third year in a row. Her and Joy have been doing this. As a member of the sandwich generation, Heather balances demanding professional role raising a young family. I've seen this personally myself, how she's trying to juggle all of this. Her husband of 20 years and taking care of her 80-plus-year-old mother-in-law. I think the plus part, her mother-in-law wouldn't let her add the rest of those numbers. She also finds time to give back as a dedicated volunteer. She's part of the Junior League, Beaux Art, as well as a Villager. She bridges science, caregiving, community, and today she brings a unique perspective to share here with the Alliance for Aging. I have to tell you, I say to Heather all the time, ask a busy person to get something done because they're the ones who will, and that is absolutely my friend Heather. So please help me welcome Heather to the stage.